Start streaming. Should go green, hopefully. Yeah, green. Get rid of voice there. I thought, so I'll do some graphics, and I saw this, and I was like, oh, I can make this stuff. So make something similar to this. So we can import a model, animate it, add all the reflection stuff. We can maybe even do the text. But we'll try and recreate something like this in Ventuz. Okay, and if you have a chance as well, also check out spotted-zebra.design. You can see the work we do, and check out the projects, find out about us, the projects, follow. Okay, so I've downloaded this phone. It's not exactly an iPhone, but it's a pretty good model. This is on the Sketchfab. I just downloaded it. I'll put that in the description, the link. This is what we're trying to achieve, this sort of level in real time. So I've already unzipped it into my desktop, into my new folders, because I always put all the stuff in there. I believe it's this one. Yeah, this is it. Let's see what we've got. So it kind of looks a bit, got no reflections, no nothing. Oh, their pivots, their pivots a bit weird. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure I get all the scaling up. Get rid of this. I don't need this anymore because it's already imported in. So this axis here, I'm going to just adjust everything. So 180, so it's facing forward. I'll say that's about center, and then what I'll do is have another axis. This is the one that I'll use for the rotation. Now I don't have to worry about the pivot because it's almost center there. I could, if I wanted, edit the rotation, the pivot rotation here, so I can change the pivot point, but it's easier just to put an axis in front. So let's get this nice and glossy. So we need some glossy image to use for that. So if we go in like HDRI, make sure I spell right, HDRI. Okay, images, studio. Let's get studio on. I think they use like a studio one. Looks like studio lights there. Could be. Actually looks exactly like this. This on turbo screen. I'm just going to save image to desktop. So this is the screen layer. So I'm going to rename that screen. And because it's already imported with all the materials, we can leave that texture as it is for now. It's set to specular, so we'll probably want to change that to base. So some base, and then I'll say no light on that. Oh yeah, no light, and then just fix the color. There we go. Back to white. So that's a base texture rather than. I think it's important. I don't know why they've put it on the specular, but I guess whoever's modeled this. What I'm gonna do, add another base. And I'll load in that texture. I believe it was like, there it is. So I'll load that in. Nah, it doesn't look very nice. So we're going to change the mappings on it. So simple wrap. Turn that on. Go to 3D mapping. I'm going to use spherical. We've already got the glossy look. what we can do is go into the texture itself. So if I minimize that, go into here the color operations, and then just change it to something like screen, and then you can change the strength of that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. It's on its own right there. Boom, we got that glossy, nice glossy screen. Really quick, took a few seconds. If you want, you could make a, instead of that being rubber, you could make a glossy back. We could just, can you copy? No, you can't copy. I wanted to, you could extract it. I want. Actually, I can just do this though. So which one's the back? Let's find out what's the back. This is the back. So I'll call this back. Back. I'm excited today. I'll get my new RTX card. It's been dispatched and it's on its way. So I'm going to use this material. I'm just going to control and just place it, duplicate it over here. So and I'll get rid of this back. And on here, I can get rid of this base color. I'll leave the reflection texture there. And then if I change it to base color, actually just change it to a form. Change this to black. There we go. Because then we've got specular mapping as well. We can play around with that if you want. I might make it a bit grey rather than white. I'm gonna bring down the texture a bit more. Yeah, 4%. That seems to look nice. There we go. And then you can play around with the scaling on the UV mapping as well. And open it up. Oh, here it is. Let's get it bigger. Yeah, I like that. So it's not too glossy on the back, slightly glossy. And there's the specular there. You can see that if I go into here on the phone, if I adjust that, so I can lower that or increase it. Could even give it a tint of color if you want. Yeah, you might want to make it, give it a slight. There we go. I'll give it a slight purpley color there. And roughness. Now we don't have a lift. That'll do. I'm happy with that. Got like a little tint there. Nice glossy screen. I believe those things are this. I'll just control B just to, yeah, turn it on and off. That's fine. If we want, we can change, we can play around with these materials. What's this? I'm not sure what that is. That might be the side button or something. And then you got the other parts. But there we go. So we've got the model almost ready. You might say you want to replace that graphic or whatever. You could just change that graphic here. What we could do is add the top button. We can parent a graphic to that note, to that, and if we put it under that axis, and you know, and get like a circle. Actually, no, just put it in there, but not. There it is. Minus 180. Reset that scale. Move it across. I'm gonna take this material, place it here, get rid of the base. So now that's the reflection, and then I could add another base on top if I wanted, but this is just additional graphic. So I'm gonna go for base color. And let's go for what color? Let's see, nice color. What color will go with that? Yeah, purple stands out as well. So, okay, purple. Gonna change the angle start, not the angle start, the angle here. Make a hole. Make sure I move it in Z. So it just sits on the screen. So rotate this. So I'm going to change that to no light. There we go. I'm going to add axis text 2D. You could have done a rendered. Actually, I could have done a rendered text, like another scene with the graphics. Render it as a texture and map it like a rendered target almost. But this will do. This will do. Minus 180. Now, don't know why. Oh, I do know why. How's this? No, I don't know why I've got this. Is it because of the texture check? No, it's not that. So what is this block? That I cannot explain. I don't know what the Z sort issue is right here. If I move it, no, it doesn't affect it. Doesn't affect that. Let's try 3D text. So text, 3D block text. I'll just choose plain. Yeah, it could be just, I don't know what that is. I don't know. Anyway, center it. Center. Move that across, you know. I know, send me something. Percent. Where's this percent symbol? There. You can change the fonts. Okay. Yeah, you can add additional stuff on there if you want it, you know. And now look, so it does look like it's part of the phone. It sits flush on there anyway. You could do. Actually, I could just move a convert to text. Convert to text. Oh, convert to text. And an integer. So in here, I'll just put the percentage symbol. So it'll be 0, and that will be this. And that will read from there. And that connects to that. And this angle, I'll just do 0 to 360. Actually, let's do 0 to 100. And then I'll use a clipping node. And I'll convert the 0 to 100 to 360. 360. So we get full circle, and then I can change that start angle for what. Change that duration. There we go. So we've got some kind of moving element on the screen. Anyway, so let's make the background. So we've got the phone. That's the easy part. So we didn't have to really do too much. It's actually all easy. Anyway, we've got the phone. Let's go to Photoshop. Oh, do we need Photoshop? Let's see what the background looks like. We can get away with it in. Can make the background. So I'm just gonna make another 2D layer, another 3D scene. And on this one, I've moved it above, so I'll just call that BG. This can be whatever phone. I'll just call this phone for now. And go into here. Okay, so I'm going to temporarily block this, so hide this layer, so I can just focus on the background scene. Gonna get axis, circle, and I'm going to create that abstract background they've got going on here. So they've got one, I think they got like, they had like another circle here. I'm going to just make it up kind of. Circle here, I don't know, something like this for now. Maybe that. And then they had another circle. This one I'll center it, scale it up, put a hole in it. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. Probably I'll make these slightly different scales on the circle. So that one might be bigger, maybe that one's smaller, and you know, just put it up in there. Cool. So color. Add color. Base color, no light, that's fine. Texture base. Then go to texture, loader, gradient. Let's edit that gradient, so it'll be a dark grey, and then something like, there we go. That. What I'll do is just duplicate this and apply it to each one. I could apply it to the whole group, but I might want to change the positioning of that gradient on each one. Okay. And I'll put that bring to the back. What? What? Anyway, I've got this, and then I put the rectangle. You could do this one in Photoshop. You don't. I mean, I'm just doing it in here for now. I could have done this in Photoshop. There we go. I'll repeat that texture in the background. I'm gonna push it back. Currently, we can't see it because the ring and the gradient are exactly the same. So we can do is go in here. And there we go. Change this. Right, let's see what happens when I change the opacity on there. Let's see. Eh. Let's see what else we got in the background. It's this one, isn't it? It actually kind of fades out, and it's like a bluey. Maybe it's not. Most. That. I don't know. I'll stick with the black because it looks too much band in there. Yeah, but if you want, do it in Photoshop. But you could, and then just bring in the assets. You can see we've got some Z sorts, so what I'm going to do is move those forward. This one as well. Forward. Just the ring, push that back. Should have no clipping. Nice. Okay, turn our layer back on. Boom. Got our phone. If we want, we can add some post effects on this one. Over here. What happens if I what happens if I do grayscale it? Is there anything? Because it's already grey. Color grading. Oh, I could do the tint in here, so I could add that little bit of blue back in. Hey, nice. This is the vignette. Invert it. Go. Post effects are pretty cool. So that's on the background one. On the phone. What I want to do is create a fake drop shadow. You can create real shadows in here. I want to make a fake one, and it would be like a soft shadow. So what I'm going to do, go into Photoshop. Photoshop, it should open. There we go. And new. Not create new. I'll do a 512 one, it's fine. What I'm going to do is just get rounded rectangle, draw a similar phone shape to it. Oh, make sure I have fill turned on. So this. There we go. Draw the similar phone shape. Move that layer. I'm just going to merge that down to rasterize it. Turn it black. Actually, if I turn it white, then I can use it for other stuff. If I wanted to use it for repurpose it, then I could, or add a tint of color to it. Then I could do that rather than it being a black shadow. So if I go here, blur, Gaussian blur, then you can choose how soft you want that to look. That'll be fine. I'm just gonna go trim. Okay, boom. Save as. I'll just call this phone shadow. Put it on desktop. I'm gonna just do it as PNG for now. PNG. Okay, so in here I want to pair it at the axis, so it's parented to the main one, a rectangle. Bam. I'll scale that up. There's probably rotations on, yeah. So minus 180 on this. Can scale this down now, so I know where it is. Move this up. Push this behind the phone, like so. And what I'll do is put on a color solid. It's hard to see my keyboard now, it's getting dark in the room. I have to switch the light on soon. Make sure that's actually base and alpha, so texture base alpha, no light. And then if we go desktop, phone shadow, there we go. And you can see if I wanted it to be a red shadow blue, that's why I turned it to white, so now I can do that, or I could have it like darker tint of, say, one of these colors, the background. There we go. So now I can just scale this, big, small. So now if I rotate the phone, looks like it's casting a little drop shadow on the background, even though it's not really. And you can see here, if you want, we put the opacity and get down, so now we can see the background. It's a bit more believable as a shadow. Cool. Let's put our phone to the side for now. Okay, and you can name this phone. So they animate these texts. I mean, we can. It's pretty simple. To go here, I'm going to add text 2D text block. So this could be my first line. Oh, notification, let's check. Cool. So I can call this like line 1. Yeah, I'm going to turn the light on. I can't see my keyboard well enough. The sun went down so fast. It's not even 4 o'clock and the sun's gone. Line 1. Okay, so this is line 1. What I can do actually is get a group node. You know, I'll just keep all that. So I could call this that text. So I know that's all my text, and then that's the phone. So line 1. Then I could move this down to line 2. Let's see, just check the layout. Okay, I've got it the wrong way around. So I'm going to do is just go here. Which is line 2. Rename that. Okay. Change the alignment to where we have it just nearest justifying it to the left. We want to justify it to the right, so it'll be called far. I'm not sure why the terminology is near far rather than, you know, how Microsoft Word or other word processing softwares most people understand is left, justify to left and right and center, you know. Anyway, far, so I'm going to put that on that side, move the phone to that side. There we go. So we've got line 1, line 2, put them like that. And then they have a line break. Yeah. A paragraph. I'll just call that line 3 for now. So that's our third line, and then they have another axis. I'll get a rounded rectangle, and that's that button at the bottom or whatever that. It could be a button that could open something. I don't know what that is for, but it could be anything you want. Make it increase the round size. So I'm just blocking out the tree, so I'll fix all of the visuals in a second. And to this I want to parent, actually I can duplicate this line text here, just parent it to this. Make sure I reset the X value and the Y. And then I'll recenter the alignment to center. So now it's centered to that button. I'll give that a color solid on that text. I'll just call this btn text, so button text short for next. There we go. And then this, I'll have another color, so I'll just control and drag this one And on this one, I'm going to add texture base. Go to loader, add the gradient. Let's go for the just normal gradient here. If we go into the gradient options, just turn vertical off so it's horizontal. Just edit the color. So I believe they have like the purpley. So let's go for this purple. I'm just using the color picker. There we go. It can be, doesn't have to be perfect. Shift this up. Scale this down. There we go. So it's not too difficult. So here I'm going to need some dummy text. So dummy text, Limpsum. Yeah, fine. Let's get some of this text from a paragraph. We'll just copy this. Apparently this is used since the 1500s or something. There we go. And now I can change the width and height if I want. I'm going to do the scale on that, scale all. Put that down. And then adjust the width and height so it doesn't go out. There we go. Cool. Then this is bold and then this is thin. Okay. Bold, broadness. And oh yeah, make sure I move that to the right like that. And you can change the fonts. So I don't know what fonts I've actually got. No. You can pick any font. I'm not being really picky. What's this? I've got a light font. What's this? Nexus or Nexa. And I'll use the same font but with a bold. Edit. Bold. So I could put in like Total 2. Yeah. And I'll just scale that down just to look a bit more nicer. You could use the shrink to fit text effect, so you can put the shrink to fit if you want it so never to go past a certain point. So if you edit the title, so you can make it into a template. But because this is just fixed graphic, I'm not too bothered. I'll just put in title 1. Hello. Right. Cool. So in between these two, they have a line break. So what I'm going to do is just get a group, place it there. So I'll build it like this. And call that line break. Get an axis, a rectangle. Boom. And on the rectangle properties, I want to change that so it grows from the right. So if I change the X size, you see it's scaling from the center because the alignment, I want it from the right. And then I'll just shift that to there. So scale this down. Also make sure I give it a solid color. Actually, because this is all white anyway, this text is all white, this line is white, I can just use a solid color on the whole group. There we go. Like that. Perhaps I'll move these two slightly higher up. Scale this up a little bit. It down. Move this down. There we go. And then if I want, I could put an axis on the whole group. Now I can move it all together. Anyway, that's. You can see how simple it is to recreate graphics. And if you want, you can put a mover on there. You know, you can have this phone drifting. Like right click here, do like a half sign. And then right click to open those properties up. And then increase the duration. There we go. So then that's just looping. I'll answer the messages after I finish the video. Anyway, so I'll reduce the that back in. Yeah, you can tweak that. You can see how simple it is. But we've got something going on. So let's animate some of this text. So go into here. Let's start with this line 2. I'm going to start with text effects. I'm going to do scale effect. Let's see how that looks. What's the end? There are range, just be wrong with the range, perhaps. Maybe I don't want scaling. Let's see if I could. Because I don't want it to scale, I want to keep the same proportion of that. Text effects, let's see what else. Spark effect. Perhaps it's this one I want. And I just want none on the X and the Z none. I just want the Y position. Yeah, this is what I want. It'll be far to near. Let's see. No, near to far. We do near to far. Distance. What happens if I do on 0? Invert. Oh, I want it negative. That's what I want. There we go. Let me reset the distance there. That's what I want. Nice. I believe that's how they animate their text as well. Oh, it goes across as well to the left, and it animates. Nice. So as it does that really fast. So it does this. It's masked, so they mask that off so you can't see it, and it also comes in like this. It's also more bold. So maybe I'll just change that font to a more bolder font. Let's see. Headline. Let's see your head. That's not bold enough. Edit. I need a really bold font. Yeah, this looks slightly bolder anyway. And perhaps maybe this needs to be thinner. There we go. Or smaller. Anyway, I'm being too picky. So it animates in the x-axis and then it does that. So okay. So let's create the mask anyway for that. And there's a mask for this one, because this one just appears, I believe it just goes up like that. So once that reveals, then that one comes up. And I'll just do text alpha just on that paragraph, and then this will animate somehow. Okay. So let's get an axis. I'm going to place it just above for now. I'll name this mask 2 because that's just line 2, so under that rectangle like so. Position line 2 over here. I'm going to use a stencil set and the stencil clear. Not stencil clear, I just because I saw it, just a stencil test on line 2. Okay, I'm going to set those to layer. Actually, I'll set those to layer 2. You can see it's already masking it. If I invert that, it should just inverse. There we go, perfect. So now you don't see it. There we go. So now it's gone off, and we can adjust that mask's position if you want. Can move it further up. I think maybe move it further up, but move the white line, this break line here, up. Yeah, something like this. Or maybe move this down a little. That'll do. Okay, so I'm gonna get keyframe animation. Gonna animate the X position and this text FX node, the progress. Like so. So if I go to the timeline, so I'll start with animating this line and then we'll add the others in. So spark effects, I'm going to set that to 100. Oh yeah, and I forgot. I'm just going to change the X so make sure it goes all the way across. If I turn bounding box on, you can see. Because right now if I had that, then it would, you know, crop it. So I'll just make sure that's just big enough for that space. And I'm going to just align that to the right a bit more, better. I mean left, just all a bit more straight. Can turn bounding box off in there. Okay. So if I go to working seconds, go say, you know what, 0.8, this is the end position, set a key, and my start position, put that on 0, so bring that down, I want this, bring this down to the last letter, maybe, set a key, and then set that to 0, let's see what happens. Ah. Maybe I'll offset this. You can play around. Oh, kind of looks like that's cool. I like that actually. It's a bit too fast, but I like it. There we go, that'll do. Perhaps that's progress is happening. Perhaps this should be the other way. Let's see that. Hey, that'll do. Cool. You can do this. Yeah, you can, I'll be tweaking this all day. But I'm just gonna leave it as it is. I'm gonna be here all day. I don't want to be here all day. Okay. So we've got that animated like this. So I'm going to move those keys as they are, just shift those off. And I want this line to draw on, so I'm going to select the line break, and I can name that line. And then I'll add that X, scale the X position, the X size I mean. So this, so here I want it to be complete, so that's the current frame, and here it will be a 0. Set a key, so now that draws on, then the text animates in. It can be quicker, well that can be closer anyway, like that. There we go. You can tweak keep on play around with the keyframes, but could be even that, could be maybe